Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's a great day. Today, I'm speaking on my journey with genetics. On January 17th, 2019, Mom, Dad, and I headed back to London Health Sciences Center to a genetics appointment with Dr. Natalia Karp. At this appointment, we learned that my results had come back as indeterminate, meaning that the lab was unable to diagnose my ataxia. The results did state that 2 variants of uncertain significance were detected in the SETX gene. The phase of these variants cannot be determined by this testing. To determine phase, please submit blood for variant testing from the mother and father. The lab work indicated that the SETX gene has been associated with ALS4 and spinocerebellar ataxia type 1. Testing for this variant in the parents or other relatives could be informative in this case. Before leaving, Mom and Dad went to the lab and gave blood. That would further help with my diagnosis. Now we had another 6 to 8 weeks to wait. So, once again, we headed back to London Health Sciences Center on February 28th, where we would meet with a genetic counselor. On this date, she explained to Mom and Dad and I that each of them had a mutated gene that they gave to me. I will now read the final genetics report from this appointment. Dear Carson, it was a pleasure meeting with you and your parents on February 28, 2019, regarding your genetic testing results. As you know, we coordinated genetic testing for you in the form of an ataxia panel due to your history of slowly progressive ataxia, cerebellar atrophy, increased alpha-theta protein levels, and sensory neuropathy. This testing revealed that you have 2 variants of uncertain significance in the SETX gene. This letter will outline our conversation together. As we discussed, our genetic material, which is DNA, is like a recipe book that tells our bodies what to do. We each have 2 copies of these recipes, and one we've inherited from our mothers and one in which we have inherited from our fathers. When genetic mutations are identified in an individual, they may be classified in 3 different ways. Causative, which is a damaging mutation. Benign, which is a normal genetic variation which makes us all unique. And unknown significance, which changes in genetics when there isn't enough information to classify as causative or benign. The condition associated with damaging mutations in the SETX gene is called autosomal recessive spinocerebellar ataxia type 1, or ataxia with oculomotor apraxia type 2. Autosomal refers to conditions that affect males and females equally. Recessive means that both copies of the genetic material need to have a change to cause that condition. We followed up on the 2 variants we found in you by testing your parents. When we tested your parents, we identified that each of them carried 1 variant of uncertain significance that we found in you. This supported that the 2 variants in the SETX gene are likely the cause of your ataxia. Ataxia with oculomotor apraxia type 2 is a condition characterized by problems with movement that worsen over time. The classic feature and often first symptom of this condition is poor coordination and balance. Most individuals with this condition also have oculomotor apraxia, which makes it difficult for these people to move their eyes from one side to the other. There are several types of oculomotor apraxia, the most common being types 1, 2, and 4. When oculomotor is caused by damaging mutation in the SETX gene, it causes type 2. Ataxia with oculomotor apraxia type 2 usually presents around age 15, which was the case with me. And then she said, "It has been a pleasure to be involved in your care. We do not have any follow-up appointments scheduled for you with medical genetics. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact us." So, to sum all this up in a nutshell, here's a simplified version. In comparison to a chapter book, let's say we have a chapter book of 15 chapters, and chapter 11 is about ataxia. In this chapter, there are 10,000 words, and all of these words just so happen to be spelled the. Out of all these 10,000 thes, 2 of them are spelled incorrectly. It's because of these 2 misspelled or mutated thes, or in other words, genes, that have created the symptoms that I have been experiencing every day. It's these 2 mutated genes out of 10,000 that have given me the diagnosis of ataxia with oculomotor apraxia type 2. It's been an interesting journey so far. I'm gearing down on my vlogs, and there are only 1 or 2 more to go. Have a great rest of your day and enjoy.